Waylon, I wasn't ready. Hi, welcome to Divine Mystical Guidance and Inspiration.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Thank you, Raymond. My daughter said like and subscribe. Thank you. All right. This is going to be a twin flame reading for the collective. Let's see, where are we at with my videos? Okay, yeah, I haven't done a twin flame video on this channel in a couple days. So this should be interesting. I did feel, I did feel that it would be good for me to wait a little bit and take a rest. And I did still channel, I was trying to mix two sentences, that was so weird. I did still channel some twin flame energies and messages, which I just shared with the collective, just like on my Facebook and stuff. So it was all pretty interesting. Yesterday was a pretty eventful day for me. There were the energies went up really fast, and as soon as the energies went up, I took to my page, and it's been a long time since I was activated into mission mode, like quite like that. And I was all of a sudden in mission mode, and I spoke some words to the collective, some words of truth, some advanced light worker, high level type of truth, for empaths and light workers who are being targeted, who are feeling targeted or actually physically being targeted, or maybe even just spiritually targeted. And a lot of times after you discuss certain things and then you go out into the public, you need Archangel Michael and you need protection around you, because they will attack. They will attack when you expose them. And it had gotten well past the point of needing to expose some energies. We're well past that. Archangel Michael even keeps coming through really strong, pushing me and activating me into these mission modes to do my Gaia work to help you guys in the collective. And also I'm tending to my own union, which just went through a rebirth cycle. And I just got confirmation. I got a lot of information today from the angelic realm, from Archangel Michael himself, on how the sacred masculines are doing. So the divine masculine that I call the sacred masculines are the divine masculines that are going through their awakening. They might be a little more on the advanced side as far as spiritual awakening. Age is not a factor in this, okay? It's your spiritual journey, so it's wherever you are on the journey. The sacred masculines have Akashica contracts with their twin flame, meaning that the two of them are probably monad leaders. They're going to have probably like their own collectives. Maybe they'll do a ministry, maybe they'll do missions, who knows? And they're going to have maybe some rough awakenings, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more time consuming possibly, or just some sort of elements to it that require for them to be in their sacred space a lot. Okay, like we are the ones often that we don't post quite as frequently as some of the rest of the collective. We're a little bit more behind the scenes. We stay very close knit spiritually. When we're doing Akashica, we have to. We have to protect Akashica information sometimes. We have to go out and help other light workers when we're doing missions. It just all really depends. Archangel Michael works with each individual, each twin flame union, and whatever they have to do. You know, it just varies. My twin flame in my union, we're part of a group. There's other twin flames that we flock with, that we frequent with, and that we stay very close knit with. And that's been pretty much like that since I began doing groups in Healing Circle, and learning how to find my soul group, and then channeling how to put together my Healing Circle. And that began with a sacred walk with the Holy Spirit and my ancestors. And that came after a long heart awakening and a conscious spiritual choice to take what we call the Red Road. That's if you are on the Native American spiritual shamanic journey. I am a Heyoka empath. So, and people are often confused about my faith-based beliefs because I don't call myself a Christian. Not that I'm judging or think there's anything wrong with being a Christian. Most of my collective, most of them that we're close with and that I'm most familiar with are Christians. And they are also a lot of masculines and a lot of very advanced sacred feminines. So some of us are part of the forerunners. We paved the way for a lot of the collective to do the work that they're now able to do in a much more, in a less limited environment, you know. So we don't always take to YouTube. Not all of us do. And some of us don't take to YouTube and talk about our spiritual selves or our twin flame journey and stuff like that. Some of us kind of keep it more on the DL. There are some of us that maybe have jobs where it's time consuming and we work. I know one or two of our other twin flame monad leader people they work a lot. They work in the collective and do the spiritual work, but they work in general. They work a lot. So it just all varies, and I try to cater to my collective and the way I do my work so that I can cover a lot. So the twin flame readings, I kind of consider these a little bit more special. When I'm reading twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine, I put a little bit of special energy into that. But when I'm reading the elements or doing the Gaia reports or some of the other stuff I do, I'm not quite so sacred about it, and I'm a little more myself. And on my Facebook page, I get really raw sometimes. I show my trigger moments, stuff like that sometimes. And I will discuss things that others won't necessarily discuss. I'll confront energies. Like, my page is a little more interesting. For some people, they like to follow, but they don't participate, and that's totally fine. Like, there's a reason why we did my page that way. It has to do with Gaia ascension, and it has to do with some of the attacks. There's actually a multitude of reasons. My page is bare, people don't comment and stuff. It's the way I post, but I started doing it that way because I used to get extremely overwhelmed with all the attention. And I had a lot of followers, and I had a lot of friends and family and people and other healers and light workers, and I was, enjoying all that. I didn't get mad at everybody or anything, but a lot of changes happened. And as those changes and shifts all happened, I made some decisions on how I was going to do things. So that's how I do my page. But on my channel, I want it to be a little bit different vibe. I want it to be a more professional, more high vibrational vibration in general. So, meaning I'm not going to vent on my channel. I'm not going to let other people come in and vent on the channel, and I'm not going to have, like, I don't cuss on my channel. I do cuss a little bit on my page, but I don't want to cuss on my channel. That's important to me. Family-friendly reasons, and also being that I do the sacred Akashica work, we do keep it sacred. Like, we really try to keep the energies as pure as possible. If there's been a lot of upheaval in my house, like I don't get my cards out and start messing with my cards and stuff like that. I make sure I clear first, ground, and all these things. And I'm sure everyone else does too. I'm sure that's what other healers and light workers do. We all went through development and learning and awakening, and we all have our different ways of doing things. So, I'm still getting used to how I'm going to do the channel and getting to know all of you. Vice versa, you're still getting to know me. So if the long intros are too much, it won't hurt my feelings or bother me if you fast forward through to what you want to see and things like that. I'll get used to doing videos just like you'll get used to, like, okay, she chats a little bit more. I don't want to hear it, or I do want to hear it. You know, it's up to you. I just try to get people a little bit more familiar with me and the way I do things, because I feel like I do things a little bit different than some other people. Not way different, but a little bit different. And for some, it might be way different. This is Gaia work. I call it Akashica. It's set apart. It's different. It is for the whole collective, but it's like if you resonate with it, you know. If the information and stuff that I'm sharing and talking about resonates for you, you know, then of course. If not, I by no means say that's how it has to be. Sorry, that's how it is. No. I'll say things on here about how it is for twin flames or what this and this is, but I also want to encourage you to use your own discernment. And if it doesn't resonate for you, it doesn't intuitively resonate for you, it doesn't on any, you know, you don't agree with it, then please don't even consider it. Just leave it. This is a spiritual journey. It needs to resonate with you. And if you're like me, I look for confirmation when, you know, no matter what the source is, if it's information about my soul and my spiritual journey or something very important about my life, I seek God, Holy Spirit, Divine for confirmations. And I encourage you guys to do that too. And when I say that, that's you using your spiritual discernment and able to read confirmation and receive confirmation is what I meant to say, not read, but receive confirmation from God, the Holy Spirit preferably, not simply just God, but the Holy Spirit. So, this is going to be, I'm actually feeling, I think I'm chatty because I'm feeling almost a little hesitant, but at the same time kind of excited to dive in and see what the masculine has, what's going on with the masculine, because his energies are so interesting. They're just so interesting right now. On the bottom of his deck, before I even start the shuffle, he is holding on to he might be There might be some greed. We'll find out in the reading. But he's holding on to some physical, something in the physical, some tangible thing. He's holding on to something that he considers tangible and promising, you know. That's what this card means. It's like holding on to your money, your riches, your home, your belongings, your, you know, maybe your livelihood, and some form of wealth. Could be his wealth in general, his legacy, I don't know. We'll see if this continues to come out in the reading. So, everybody knows that divorces are very common, and everybody also knows divorces can be very tumultuous. I mean, if there's kids involved or wealth, or if the people ran a business together or anything like that. And oftentimes when it's a twin flame union, one or the other's been through divorce or is going through that or something like that. Just depending, you know, maybe not some of the younger couples, but some of the younger unions, it might be a different story. You know, we anchored these twin flame templates in for the collective and for ourselves, so it should be easier for younger light workers, healers, and empaths, you know, as they come along. They might not have to, things might not be so difficult for them, and we hope for that. That was why we did that, because we know how hard the journey is. We've done this work before, and we knew what we had to do for the next sets of people and generations of twin flames. Because we're not going to be messing around here on planet Earth too long. We're moving on to Gaia New Earth. That's the purpose of twin flames. That was the purpose of anchoring in twin flame energies, was to anchor back in the love templates, right, that originally existed on this planet, and re-anchor in some of those templates, upgraded templates. And by doing that, we were paving a way. Okay, we were paving a way for our own masculines and or feminines, and for the rest of the collective, and for even our own children in some cases, to have everything that the twin flame journey offers, everything that the union offers. It has everything to offer you in terms of God, spirituality, healing, wholeness, wellness, passion, love, true love. It's all in the twin flame template. It's all there. The further you get on the journey, the more you're awakened, the more you get into your 5D energies and start activating your 5D templates. 5D templates are templates above 5D, so it doesn't mean it's all fifth dimensional. It could be multi-dimensional, but those are your 5D templates. 5D templates are the multi-dimensional sacred Blu-ray twin flame templates that the Pleiadians brought to the planet as they pled the healing balm on to the sacred feminine thousands of years ago, actually, from early beginning time, from maybe even from the very beginning of creation. Pleiadians have been pleading the healing balm onto the planet. So I tap into our plasma sphere, I tap into Jupiter moons, our moon energy, in a very special way that Archangel Michael allowed me to do the Akash. So because of that, I got some Akash messages today letting us know how the masculine's awakening is actually going. Because a lot of feminines have had no contact and have not heard from their masculines in a long time in some cases. Or they maybe are hearing from them spiritually, and they're getting some telepathic communications. and maybe even some like also dream communication, but they're not getting like a good picture, a good revealing of like, okay, really what's going on with the masculine. Okay, really what is going on with the masculine. So it started coming out today a little bit more of like, okay, really, this is what's going on with the masculine. So yeah, they're doing okay. They're clearing some old templates. They're having their lower chakras cleared and balanced. And so a lot of their playboy behavior, old templates, old stuff might come up. I mean, these guys could be well on their journey, well onto the twin flame journey, firmly on the twin flame journey, experiencing wholeness, wellness, well-being all together. But it might be that a lot of the old crap, their old girlfriend stuff, their old relationship stuff, if they had any type of, they had kids with somebody, just whatever sexual energies that they came in contact with. So it's a sacral, it was a root chakra grounding and balancing, and then now it's more of a sacral chakra balancing and grounding if you're not already feeling those energies as a twin flame. You can certainly tap in to your guides, your angelic forces, and call in your team and get your upgrades at this time, okay? We're still doing upgrades. Everybody's not received their upgrades, so a lot of the readers might be picking up some old timeline energies. The masculines are having these clearings and rebirthing cycles, so that was the confirmation I got, was that the masculine had just been through a rebirth. It wasn't just the masculine, it was the masculine and the feminine, but it was mostly the masculine. And I think it was the first really big rebirth cycle since these masculines awakened to their Gaia mission, and since they more fully awakened to the twin flame journey. So I'm speaking mostly to masculines. They've accepted they're on a twin flame journey, or they are accepting that. They've made a commitment to the journey and the spirituality. Some of them are ready to make a commitment to their actual feminine and or God, or both, or recommit to their feminine and God in some form or fashion. So the big message with that was, masculines, you don't think you have to be perfect or you're not good enough. Be confident in yourself, but if confidence is where you're lacking, or confidence is an issue, or you feel that it's an issue, or someone's telling you and it's an issue, don't focus on confidence in yourself. The message was, a reader confirmed it, just as I was also getting the same message, is have faith in God. When you have faith in God, then things are okay and they make sense. When you're not having faith in God, a lot of times it just gets really confusing and difficult and hard. And you leave room for doubt to seep in. And doubt just keeps seeping in, and that keeps happening. You have to shut that down by building your relationship with God. Because the more solid you are in your relationship with God, then the more solid you're going to be about your sacred union. Everything about your union is about source energy and source God and source you. And source happiness, and source love, and source passion, right? Like where it all comes from. It's all about the source energy. They used to call us sorcerers, but we're healers. We're not sorcerers. Some of us might be sorcerers, I don't know. So, there we have it again, double twos with that tangible energy. This is a card indicating juggling or balancing, focus, passion, creativity, new beginning. Good energy. So balancing your passions, balancing your energies. Masculine could be just focused in the physical and bringing things to a balance in his physical environment, deciding what to hold on to and what to let go of. Yeah, experiencing some change, an emotional type of change. Maybe letting go of some guilt and some regret, some shame or remorse, or possibly just letting go of hesitancy and feelings of doubt. Possibly that, and regretting having harbored feelings like that for so long. And also, I have to point out that I was just intuitively guided to grab the masculine first and go for the masculine again, and start pulling the cards instead of starting with the feminine and leading with the feminine like I generally do. Again, I'm leading with the masculine. So I think that's important to note. Alright, so here, yes, it's wealth, it's tangibility, it's something that hasn't come to its mature place yet. It's a promising new beginning, it's a yes response. It's a definite yes response. I think this is a masculine responding positively to his feminine in terms of maybe like this new beginning and the attraction between them in this new cycle. Still feeling attracted is what I'm hearing. Still, it's like You're Still the One by Shania Twain. That song's coming to my mind. However, it's masculine energy speaking to feminine energy, but it's a feminine song. Shania Twain, Still the One. Okay, so now it gets interesting because we have the Three of Clubs. That is a business card, a future card, a teamwork card about enterprising, planning a future, scoping out a future, laying one out, deciding where you're going to build type of energy, already having what you need to build and then just needing to decide where to build. So it's like kind of like that energy. And then you have the Four of Hearts. So something's being offered and there's a positive response. There's a yes response. A positive emotional change too. Nine of Swords, cycle completes, and Jack of Hearts. The offer still stands. Masculine is still expressing and wearing his heart on his sleeve with his feelings for his feminine. And he's still focused on the union and the offer standing. And the offer is one of a new beginning. Feeling also like he's definitely changed. He's definitely feeling the energy change. He's definitely noticing the big shift. Okay, and having more awareness in the physical of what he's feeling emotionally. It's like showing more in the physical. This is going to be a more physical and emotional cycle. In this new cycle, this is kind of giving us a little bit of a clue. And the masculines are going to be very expressive about their feelings toward the feminine. And they're experiencing undying, unconditional love and limited passion and unlimited passion and emotion towards the feminine, and possibly even just towards God. Yeah, but the offer, this is cool what I'm hearing. Offer still stands, feminine. Nothing's changed. Saying nothing's changed. He's standing on his promise that he would change. That's what I'm getting. I did change. I was good on my promises, and I still feel what I feel for you, feminine. And I don't know why that the masculine wants to express it that way. He may just be very in tune to his feminine's doubts and insecurities from the past. So he might be like offering some reassurance in some sense. But definitely still stands. I don't know what that's all about. Why he needs to express that, but yeah. Also, this could be some younger masculine energy coming in. I think there are a lot of younger masculines coming into the collective and awakening, meeting their feminine twin flame. And the more mature masculines might be seeing this. They might be seeing these new awakenings in these cycles and aware of the cycles. This might be the first time that the masculine is like also in the energies and sensing the shift and sensing the cycles. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And going, oh, I see, and I felt, and I know, and I experienced, and the synchronicities and stuff like that. Because I see this masculine observing, he's observing something, and it looks like he's observing this new beginning and this promising energy. He's observing energy. Yeah, he's changing his energy and observing something about energy. He's watching the energy changes. He's doing the work is what he's doing. Yeah, that's part of the work is being in the flow, knowing what these energies are, hearing from guides, tapping into collective energies and sharing at certain times, things like that. And he might just be in those, he might be getting well into the flow to the point where he's just in there like swimwear, like physically able to tangibly do more spiritually. He's able to do more spiritually. He's able to do more in the spiritual physically. I can tell you that firsthand. He's doing more for the feminine. Yeah, and I got some cards flipping out. He's doing more for his feminine. 13 again. So we have a 10 of swords and a 3 here. Okay, so there's an awakening connected to that 3 of clubs that also showed up over here. It's in the masculine's reading. These two cards are working together. There's some sort of change in the atmosphere in terms of business and enterprise. Or maybe just some sort of change in the energies in terms of third-party energies and the emotions and how he feels third-party. And he also just might be expressing, like, I love you, but, and this offer stands, but yeah, I'm still dealing with some third-party stuff in the physical. It has to do with work, finances, tangibility, still very focused in that area, but on the journey and feeling his emotions. Okay, so we're going to stick with these two, because I think this 10 of swords is about some harsh words that might have been shared, or this is energy that comes from others. It can be piercing, sharp, multiple insults, several things that are said, maybe in a fight or a tiff, or being said around you, about you. It's that energy sometimes. Or it's like being pinned down by your mental thoughts, fears, anxieties. This card can just indicate that there's anxiety. There might be anxiety, and that might be why he's assuring the feminine, like, yep, there's third-party energy, and then she's might be, one or the other might be kind of focused on what's occurred with third-party energy in the past, or because there was some third-party energy in the past, that's why this masculine wants to say, my offer still stands. I'm not running back to a third party. 13 is the sacred feminine number. It's also considered a lucky number, a very spiritual number that represents the Holy Spirit. So this could be some thoughts and fears, possibly doubts about one's faith, or influences in some sort of energetic influences. Alright, so it's Leo. Okay, this could be, the masculine is, there's a third party that he wants to talk about or expresses love to. If the feminine has children, he might be expressing love towards one of the children or the feminine herself, because this is a Leo feminine, and it's like coming out at the bottom here. So yeah, it could be about the family situation, the children, and it could be literally if the feminine has a daughter. Maybe a 13-year-old daughter, maybe a 10-year-old daughter. You might be, yeah, I'm feeling like there's a masculine that is adoring a child. It could be his own daughter, it could be the feminine's daughter, because I feel like it's the feminine's daughter because that's what he's observing. He might be observing the daughter growing up, wanting to be a part of that in the family situation. This is a family card, a union card, marriage card, legacy. So yeah, he's seeing a legacy form, or wanting to see something form in the way of a family legacy for the children, or for the child, or before a child is 10 or 13 or something of that nature. He has some sort of goal, I guess. Yeah, he wants to make sure the cycle, the child's cycles, adolescent cycles. This is about adolescent, this could be about adolescent masculine energy too, younger masculine energies that are awakening, but also it could be about teenagers. I'm picking up teenagers in the home, or children around 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like preteen age children. And he's like thinking about, he might be, if there's any type of age gap between the masculine and feminine, that might be on his mind, the age gap between him and the children, or something like that, or like what's it going to be like raising a teenager. Maybe his feminine has teenagers, or his teenagers getting mature, because that's when I'm seeing like something maturing. Something is maturing here, or it's about something that would be maturing, yeah. So this is kind of just confirming to me that this is about adolescence. It's about the truth of a situation, possibly in regards to a child or children, or a Leo, or the feminine. And this is a Taurus card, so he's looking back over it. He's also looking at this. He's watching this response. He's watching this new beginning go down. This guy is. He's looking over there. But she's not. She's looking towards this. And also maybe towards the past. So maybe something happened in the past in the family. And there's some truth about it. Something that needs said. Some solid truth about something. And if this is in relation to business, and it could be business related, because these are business cards too. This could all be business, work, career. If it's not home and family, apply this to business, work, and career. You could be going into a business deal with someone that has Taurus energy or earthly energy or Leo energy, or two people that have these energies. You could have kids with these energies. Your kids might be getting older and you're thinking about their needs. This masculine is also this masculine. These are the same masculine here. And this guy's like that, saying what's important to do physically, tangibly. You know, here's what we can do. I got some ideas, da 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 da. And then this guy's like, yeah, let me hear them. This sounds good. We got to do what we got to do for this, and this. Because this is about the future. This is about the enterprise. This is about, you know, see the enterprise, see the 1010. This is about manifestation, fulfillment, satisfaction. See, this card speaks to me a lot about like satisfaction. Also, mental energy, of course. So, wanting to satisfy the feminine's mind, satisfy her thoughts, address her doubts, address her fears, possibly about finances. Maybe she's like, wait a minute, if you're going to be this, you're going to be so stern or act or behave narcissistically or work all the time on your business and your work and everything and leave me just sitting here all hot and bothered, okay, and all like all freaking dressed up waiting for nothing, you know, like this feminine is the beautiful feminine. She looks good in anything. She's naturally gorgeous and beautiful. She's a pretty hot chick. She's like, are you going to be off like working? Focus on business all the time? Being all commanding and demanding and immature and arrogant and stuff like that? Like, if so, like, I feel this energy. Like, there's going to be kids to tend to, family life, stuff like that. Are you sure? I feel like she's like, no, are you sure? And then also you're jealous because I'm like hot, you know, you're always getting upset about the attention I get. And so she's like looking off this way, but then her like higher self is saying something too. This is kind of representing their higher selves to me. This is how I'm seeing it. Like the masculine's higher self is here, this feminine's higher self here, and they're sort of relaying back and forth. They're communicating. They're like working on their contract. They're going to the 13th floor to see what's up there. They're going up there. They're going to do that. They're like, look, we're going to do this stuff, but we're not going to do all this stuff if you're working all the time and you're always focused on money. What about adventure? What about passion? What about me? What about love? What about cuddles? You know, what about let's get a dog? Let's, my kids want a dog. You know, are you going to be about this family life? Are you going to be about this? And then he's over here like, I'm not, I'm a little immature. Like I never done it before, but my offer still stands. And also he's like, okay, I'm like, could I have more emotion for you? Could I show you more unconditional love, feminine? Seriously. What do I gotta do? That's kind of like he's like, what do I gotta do? I'm like flashing this heart at you all the time, and I tell you I'm attracted to you, and I tell you you're hot, but you're still looking over there. It's because she's like, yeah, well, don't dress me up for Friday night dancing and then take me to McDonald's. Don't do things like that, and don't be at work all the time. Don't leave me waiting. And then don't get mad when other people want my attention, because I'm this, I'm her. So they're going to be attracted. And this is about your collective too. So when two people get this in a twin flame reading, that tells me that they have a large collective, they have wealth, they have responsibility, they have things they have to do in the tangible physical world. So so we have the qualities of 3, and I have a 9-11 here, and this is a 10 too. This counts as a 10. So these are 1s, this is a 3, this is Empress energy, and this is Empress energy. So the feminine is in her Empress energy, and the masculine is seeing her there in that Empress energy, and he's taking some time just to communicate, just communicating, simply that. It's just right now, it's just simply communicating. It's heart and mind at the same time. It's a good balance of both. And that's happening because this 5 of Swords, there's been resolution, there's been truth spoken, there's been, work is paying off, investing is paying off. You're showing, it's showing in the physical, the feminine is receiving in the physical from the masculine, vice versa. They are manifesting, everything they're doing is paying off. That's going to show in the physical. It's going to affect their family life and the collective community. This is energy to make a future with, to provide for your future. This is establishing yourself in a way that continues to, it's what happens after you go and find out where you're going to build. Then you can do some building and working and gathering and trying and investing, and then it starts to pay off, and you have something to show for it, and everybody can celebrate. So you're about to see things in the physical, and they're going to be, things that cause you to make decisions. So this is domestic life too. So this speaks of domestic life. This is the domestic energy with this guy here. He's also very domestically focused. So this is the home life. She's also very domestically focused. So this is you're manifesting your domicile, your home life, where you're gonna live. Like, that's the focus. Where's the best place to be with the kids? Like, where are we going to raise kids? Like, masculine might be like, if the answer's yes, then I gotta make a decision. Feminine might be like, if he's really coming in, or if I'm saying yes, I gotta make decisions. Yeah, decisions about this new beginning. Because there's been a yes response from both people. Both people are now saying, okay, yes. Yes, yes. Let's focus. Masculine's trying to focus a little bit on what he can accumulate in the physical, what he can do, what he can gather. He might even be like, can he afford a ring? He might actually be wanting to actually put a real physical ring on it, and deciding what is an adequate choice for this new beginning. If it's not like a physical ring, it's spiritually speaking. Yeah, but they ended on a good note. They ended on a very positive note in this last cycle that completed, and this new cycle is beginning on a very good note. It's all really good, and it ended on a positive note mostly, and in beginning on a positive note because of the work. See, here's a 4, here's a 4. There's a nice mirroring happening. It's because they've both been working. She's been working hard and passionately. He's been working on his emotions and what he has to offer. And she's been working on being more domestic and grounded in that way. Or just working physically. Working more, in the physical, like an actual job. What am I trying to say? Like doing a lot of the gathering, like a feminine would, like an empress would. And he's been gathering himself, building on what he has to offer, while she's been gathering and building on what they both can share. She's like good at the home life and domestic life, and he's like seeing that too. He's like, look, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this home life, you know. I want to come home to you. He might be just thinking about what it's like to come home to his feminine, his new family, his kids, things like that, because he's accepting this union. Vice versa, she's thinking, because there's some mental energy going on here, and the mental energy is thoughts of fulfillment, completion, you know, not yet reaching a point of fulfillment and satisfaction that you want, but knowing. It's an energy of knowing that there's satisfaction, or satisfaction in what you are currently knowing. Both of them have that card. So both pretty satisfied with what they know in this union right now. What do we have for the feminine with the quantum oracle? Let's look at the feminine. Okay, so feminine. Yeah. So we're not quite there on the going back and forth thing, or this is success in relaying information, love, you know, sharing back and forth. It's this success. But the success card is in reverse. Okay, I think it's that there's not been success because someone's been back and forth. There is always an offer. Okay, this is a masculine that is like, he's made his feelings known in such an undeniable way. In such undeniable ways. That it's like, okay, if you're saying yes, I can stop going back and forth now. I can settle. I can be more relaxed. If you're good, and I know that, you know, and it could be vice versa, the feminine saying, if you're not going to keep going back and forth, there's success. But not yet, because things are still going back and forth. This would also just be energy still moving back and forth between them. It's like when you were out at sea and the ship was just being rocked around, and now all of a sudden the sea's calm, the storm's gone, but everything isn't quite settled. Things are the ship is still going. before it'll finally just be like, boom, you know? That's the way I saw that. That's the way I felt that energy. It's like a big ship just came in and it's still rocking back and forth. It's a little unsteady. You know the song? It's a good song right now. I'm definitely feeling it. For the masculine, I'm a little unsteady. Yeah. He's in those emperor's clothes. He's successfully gotten there, or she has, and they've parked the ship. They found where they were going to dock it at, and they parked it, and now it's just rocking. It's just rocking. It's a big ship, and it's rocking back and forth. That's how I'm getting that. Your ship has come in, and it's just waiting for you to start unpacking it. Yeah, so discovery. There's it's discovering the truth behind it all, the treasure in it all, the hidden gem, the secret truth, the missing puzzle piece, the clue that fits, the information that satisfies you, that you needed to hear. It's getting your grip on what it is you needed to know, see, or feel, or do. It's finally putting your finger on something. I've got it. I finally put my finger on it, or here it is. I've got it. See it? It's in my hand. It's that tangible energy. Something that looks super promising and valuable that you've just gotten your hands on. It's right there in your grasp. But this could be the actual ring. You might be buying a ring. You went to Jared, possibly. I think there's some masculines out there buying rings. They're thinking about buying rings. They're doing things like considering their salary. Considering what they make, considering their income for some reason. Their income is the subject here also. It could be that your income has been back and forth and fluctuating. Things have been a little unstable. Could be the masculine looking at the feminine's situation over there, her financial situation and how unstable it is, and saying, well, financially things don't look good, especially over there on her side, but my offer still stands, because he sees the potential. This is potential. This is the guy that sees potential or has potential. There's promising energy all about this reading here. Okay, so we have Kindred Spirit has come out. So this is a promising new relationship happening. You might, something very joyous is happening. This is a joyous kindred spirit connection. This is how he's feeling about the feminine. Wanting to have some days like this with her, seeing a life like this filled with this type of joy and atmosphere, seeing the value in that, seeing that, and also realizing it doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take tons of wealth. It takes love. It takes joy. Man, this is a day at the park. It's not the most costly thing in the world. It's a lot of fun. You usually don't leave these types of places too concerned about how much money you spend. Even if the place is like pricey or something. Most people, once they go and spend time in an amusement park or a park, They're not usually walking away going, oh man, I was like, that sucked. I spent like $100 and I have nothing to show for it, because you're just having fun the whole time you're there. It's aesthetic to the eye. It's appealing. There's gifts, there's treats, there's smells in the atmosphere, there's fulfillment, there's adventure. It's all there in this one place, packed in there. And that's how he sees his union. He's like, I got this union with this person that everything's all packed in there. We can build on this. Like, there's not maybe a lot of money, or maybe there is some wealth. Maybe there's going to be wealth in the future. Maybe you know that you can tap into wealth. Maybe you are aware that the wealth that you share is the love that you share.